Why would you want to go to cameo.com and have a personalized shout out? Come to nowondeck.com, find me, Ron Hall, and I'll do one just for you. Birthdays, anniversaries, whatever you want, a personalized video or audio greeting for you now on nowondeck.com. Why would you want to go to cameo.com and have a personalized shout out? Come to nowondeck.com, find me, Ron Hall, and I'll do one just for you. Birthdays, anniversaries, whatever you want, a personalized video or audio greeting for you now on nowondeck.com. Good evening, everybody. It's Monday night. It's time to jump into the fire. Hello to everybody out there. We're going to have fun tonight because I have a very special guest. We're going to go ahead and bring him in now. It is my buddy, Jarrah Vella-Wright of the Chattanooga Lookouts. Hello, Kim. Hello, Alan. Jarrah, welcome to
Hey, Ron. How you doing?
How are you, brother?
Good, doing well. Yourself?
Man, I had to do the green screen tonight with the ballpark.
And it looks like a gorgeous May or June afternoon out there. I wish we could be out there playing some ball right now.
Oh, what was it? 3 seasons ago when Jonathan Rodriguez, the walk-off home run to win the Southern League Championship. I don't know if I've ever been around anything quite like that in my life.
You're not wrong. That was a night. I mean, I unfortunately I missed that game by one game. It was the year before I started, but everything that you hear about that night, it was just an unreal experience at the ballpark.
And folks, and you can tell, and I'm going to coin an expression that we use around here a lot. You can tell Jarrah's not from around here, but there's just something about AT&T Field on a night like that and on fireworks night, used car night, that is so very special. And people are going to have some fun next summer.
Absolutely. You know, when you get nights like that and, everyone's just, it's a packed ballpark. You've got so many people there. There's so much happening with the fireworks and everything going on. And then you just get one of those amazing moments in baseball with a walk-off home run to win a championship at the time, obviously. And, I mean, that you just can't beat nights like that. That's what it's all about.
Right now. You are from Australia. What was your journey here to the States? And I know you love working in sports. How did that happen?
Sure. So it's a bit of a story, but basically, it was always a dream of mine to work in sports as a kid. And, in Australia, I like to tell people that it's a country built on sport. Australia wouldn't be what it is without sport. So many people are diehard sports fans. It's almost like a religion for a lot of different people. So, but the nature of it is in Australia, there's a lot of the professional, you've got a pretty big professional sporting landscape, but then not a whole lot else beyond that. So it was going to be pretty difficult for me as a young person lacking experience to be able to break into that industry in Australia. So then I just kind of made the decision to follow your dreams, and one thing led to another. And here I wound up in Chattanooga, Tennessee, following my dream of working in professional sports for the Lookouts.
And you have had many different hats with the Lookouts, and what folks don't understand about minor league ball, everybody has more than one job. And
Absolutely.
you have had you do several jobs.
Absolutely. So, I started here in Chattanooga as an assistant or as an intern back in 2018. And at the time I was the media relations guy. So I, put together a lot of those notes and everything for the broadcasters to read off during ball games. I was doing a lot of the social media, helping out with all the on-field stuff, a lot of those fun little things during the game. But then in order to stay around in sports, one of those key skills that everyone needs to work in sports is the ability to sell. We wouldn't be able to make money without bringing people into the ballpark and putting bums in seats. So an opportunity came about for me to stick around here in Chattanooga, working in sales, getting people out to the ballpark, and that was an opportunity that I just, didn't even need to really take a second to think about. I jumped all over that.
And you have found a second home in Chattanooga.
Absolutely. I love Chattanooga. I mean, the city, the people, everything about this place. It's just got something about it that I just love. I love being in the outdoors, and there's so much to do in Chattanooga. Even a time like now, there's no reason to not go down to the river park and ride the bike around, have a walk, go for a run, whatever it might be. Go climb a mountain. There's so many different things to do. I just love the people, and it was just I couldn't say no to sticking around here in Chattanooga a little bit longer.
You're going to be like Zito. You're going to be here for years. I mean, Andrew Zito's been here for what seems like forever. And that's the thing. Yeah, you may be the vice president, but if it starts raining, your butt's going to go out there and pull tarp. And he's right there with them.
That's right. I mean, it's one of those things from the top down. If it starts raining, everyone from the person, from Rich, our GM, right down to the assistants, everyone's pulling top. Everyone's doing their bit to make sure that we get a ball game in. And that's one of those things that you really notice about a city like Chattanooga is, just one in, all in, the camaraderie and the team that we have. It's fantastic.
Where do you see yourself, let's say, 10 years from now?
Sure. I'd like to really keep my options open, certainly. But, at the same time, I mean, I've loved my experience in minor league baseball. So if I can keep that going, keep learning every single day, maybe one day be a vice president or something like that of a minor league franchise, that would be awesome, but I've worked now for 2 minor league teams in 2 different states. So there's 48 other states, out there ready to explore. And, if the opportunity came about to do something over there, that would be awesome. But, right now I'm very, very happy in Chattanooga, just learning every day. I've got so many great people around me to learn off. So I'm really just trying to make the most of that opportunity, stay grounded, keep working hard every day, and you never know what happens.
Where were you before you came to Chattanooga?
So I spent a season for the Beloit Snappers. They're a A-ball team up there in Wisconsin, right near the Illinois border, and they're an Oakland A's affiliate. So that was my first taste of minor league baseball.
How big? And then you come to Chattanooga. You're from Australia, and I hate to keep emphasizing that, but how big culture shock to arrive in the deep south of the United States?
Yeah, that was something that was certainly unexpected. I'd been to Atlanta previously, briefly, for only a couple of days, but certainly, I mean, there's no escaping that deep Southern accent, right? That real country boy accent. So that was one thing that really hit me in the face. And you get here, I'm like, okay, I'm in the South now. I got, these guys that sound just a little bit different to me. And certainly, the Southern way of living's quite different to Australia, but at the same time, it was really cool to experience and to get used to, because it's just a different culture, and it just goes to show you that we might all speak, in Australia and the States, we might speak the same language, look kind of similar, but from a way of life standpoint, it's still very different.
And I have a message from my daughter, Amy. She said to tell Jarrah hello. I told her to make a point to watch.
Tell her, Amy, if you're watching, hello back. I hope you're doing well.
And hello to Cindy, my friend Cindy Farmer. Oh, and she'll always be Cindy Farmer. Okay, I got to ask you this.
Sure.
Have you've been in the South now a couple of years?
Yep.
Have you had pinto beans yet? I
have had pinto beans. Not necessarily the biggest fan of pinto beans, but I'll eat them every now and then.
Grits,
I have eaten. Not the biggest fan.
Oh, I hate the things. And I was born and raised in the South, and it's like eating wet sand. I don't care how you doctor it up. It's wet sand.
That's probably a pretty good description.
Yeah. It's just minor league baseball is a different animal. And all the talk the last several months, and the way I'm understanding it, and nobody really knows, but it looks like basically MLB is going to take over the operation of minor league baseball. And that's going to be interesting to see. They've had this list, and you don't know. We don't know until it's over. But it looks like the minor leagues are basically going to be run now out of MLB headquarters in New York. I wonder what's that going to do to like the South Atlantic League, the Texas League, and all of that? What's it going to do? Will they still be autonomous?
But one of the things I think is very important, and you speak about that list, and there's been so many renditions of that as well, and so I mean, really, nothing is set in stone until it's set in stone. But I think one thing that we're not going to lose is minor league baseball being minor league baseball. The Chattanooga Lookouts is still going to be a great place for you to come out, enjoy a hot dog, some fireworks after the game, a really fun place to bring you out, bring out your family, bring out your friends, come have a good night, enjoying the great weather that we have during the season. That's definitely isn't something that's going to be lost. I think up the top, there'll definitely be changes and things might look a little bit different, but from the roots, what minor league baseball is and what the roots of it is not going to change.
It's entertainment.
Exactly. It's entertainment, and we say, family fun, right?
And that's it is. You do not have to break the bank to go to a minor league ball game. You go to Atlanta, you go to Truist Park, you're going to drop a couple of $300 to take in one major league game. You can have the time of your life for a tenth of that at a Lookouts game.
100%. And I don't want to speak bad, of course, about the majors or anything like that. I mean, I love going to a major league.
There's nothing like it.
There's nothing like. I mean, SunTrust Park, what they've got going down there, it's gorgeous. If you haven't been, would highly recommend going down to Atlanta and checking those guys out. I guess Truist Park now, I should say this year. But like you say, minor league baseball was built on being, an entertainment that families can come out to, have a good night, feel safe, and not be able to break the bank doing so. And I think that regardless of what happens, 2021, you're going to be able to do that. You're going to be able to go out, like I say, have a hot dog, have a beer, soda, whatever it might be, enjoy a nice burger, nice weather, go out, see the fireworks at the end of the game, go home and have a good time, and knowing that you didn't have to break the bank doing it.
And the concessions at AT&T, every year they just get better and better and better. It's hard to top that hamburger.
Oh yeah. No, that hamburger. I mean, I'm a cheeseburger dude. So if you give me that cheeseburger and some fries, I will be a happy man.
I know Dan, our buddy Dan Kopp, he loves the cheesesteaks.
That's right. Those are some kick-ass cheesesteaks as well. Definitely, chicken tenders, and even if it's just a good old-fashioned hot dog, there's really nothing beats it. That's been one of the disappointing things about this summer is we haven't been able to experience those ballpark classics, like you say, the hot dogs and everything. Nothing beats a ballpark hot dog or hamburger.
I mean, it has been an experience this summer. One, not being able to work. We have seen each other one time during the summer at the ballpark, and that was it. And it has been a summer I hope to forget real soon. Yes. I hope to forget this summer. Now, I would be remiss because you have experience with the Chattanooga Mocs volleyball team.
I do.
And folks, Jarrah has gone in as a substitute public address announcer for Mocs volleyball, and they loved it. I mean, they loved hearing that accent. They finished the season. They had the one match Saturday, and they get an undefeated season. Now, how cool is that? And it goes on record as an undefeated season.
Ron, that was fantastic. And they took it. They had to take it to 5 sets against Georgia State. But that was you can't beat an undefeated season, no matter if it's 22-0 or 1-0. You still went undefeated. So that was really great to see for those girls, and great to see for some of the freshmen as well, being able to get in there and have their first taste of Mocs volleyball. I'm sure it was obviously no fans or anything like that down at McClellan on Saturday, but I'm sure it was a great experience to be down there for those freshmen and, to be able to step out on the court in a Mocs uniform.
Yeah, and that's another thing, going back to minor league ball, what you and I have been fortunate to see the last few years is when we turn on MLB and we watch the Twins and we watch the Reds, and for that matter, a lot of other teams where guys have come through playing for the Lookouts. I mean, you turn on a Twins game and likely 6 to 7 of the starting lineup spent an entire season in Chattanooga.
Exactly. Yep.
And you just have pride. Hey, I got to see that guy.
Yep. And that's one of the super cool things about minor league ball, isn't it? To be able to follow a player from when he was down here in AA ball in Chattanooga, reaching the pinnacle, reaching the big leagues. We had Brent Rooker, one of our outfielders from my first year in 2018 for the Twins, just get called up. And in one of his first couple of games, he hit his first big league home run for Minnesota. So that was really cool to see. And then, you've got major league veterans, guys like Joey Votto, who've been playing major league ball now for upwards of 15 years or so. But where did he get his start? Right here in humble Chattanooga, Tennessee. So, that it's so good to see those guys doing well.
I mean, and you interact with the players a lot more than I do because I'm stuck up in the crow's nest. And the only time I hear from them is when I walk in to grab something to eat or grab something to drink, and they go, "Hey, I got some new walk up." But these guys are actually, some of them, are loaded. They signed huge contracts. And then you've got the guys who are making the minimum, but they're all cool people. They don't have attitude about them.
Exactly. I think that's something that can often get lost in professional sports is, that these guys are human beings, right? They're no different to you and I. Sure, they might have, been a little bit more athletically gifted than you or I and be able to, hit a ball 350 feet, 450 feet, some of them, or be able to mow down a ball in center field that you or I wouldn't have a hope in reaching. But they're still human beings, and they're really, really good guys, really down to earth good guys. They'll give you a bit of their time when you need it. They're always saying hello and hoping that you're having a good day and everything. So that's one of the other neat things about being able to work in minor league ball, is to be able to interact with those guys on a very, very small scale.
And Alice Fisher is saying hello. She's at it seems like just about every game.
Yep.
Her and her daughter.
So much of our Lookouts family we're certainly missing this summer, no doubt.
And I ran into one of the big family members last week in Fort Oglethorpe, Joel Westbrook. Man, that kid's growing up.
Yeah, he's something else, isn't he? I absolutely adore Joel. I know everyone in the Lookouts front office adores Joel. He's one of the reasons why putting on 70 baseball games is worth it, because he gets to come out. He enjoys every single ball game. He's always rooting on the Lookouts as hard as he possibly can, getting desperate for a win, and he's out there just having a good time. It really is. He
is such a good kid. I'm going to say good night to my daughter, Amy, and I'll update you folks on what's going on, her latest, here after I finish up with Jarrah. One final note. The coolest thing this baseball season is when Brian Navarreto got called up by the Marlins. And I'm thinking in the back of my mind, come on, the Marlins need to do the floss cam, because Navarreto would do the floss behind the plate. He played along, and that's what was so cool about a lot of the guys. They would play along with some of the gimmicks we had going on during the game.
Exactly. And you speak of good guys, man. I'm not sure you can get much of a better guy than Brian Navarreto. He was just fantastic. Like you say, from everything from, the floss cam and everything, he was fantastic. And, it was always just so good to see guys like him playing along with things that we're trying to entertain folks during the inning breaks. These guys are out there getting ready to, he's ready to catch a 99 mile an hour fastball, but he's out there doing the floss just with the rest of the fans in the stands,
just having fun. And that's what you enjoy. Jarrah, thank you for taking a few minutes with us tonight. Man, I can't wait for next baseball season.
Absolutely, Ron. Appreciate you having me on, and I'm hoping someday soon here we'll be able to have a good conversation like this in person.
We will do lunch.
Let's
here
do it
soon. We'll grab Dan and we'll go to that hillbilly place down near Rossville called Bees, and we'll let
that's Southern cuisine if ever I've seen it.
Yeah. Jarrah, thank you so much, and we will talk to you soon.
Thanks, Ron. Have a good night.
You too. Hey, that was my buddy Jarrah from the Chattanooga Lookouts. What a great guy. Thank you so much, Jarrah, for joining us. Amy, if you're still there, say hello one more time or say good night. Amy is still recovering from the procedure. She goes back Wednesday for a follow-up. She's holding her own. We are still in desperate need of help, because with the insurance coverage that she has, it's very difficult to get them to pay for or even consider paying for inpatient rehab. So keep your prayers for Amy. I'm proud of her. She's doing as well as anybody could do in this situation, but we've all got to stand behind her and support her and encourage her and pat her on the back for trying real hard. The GoFundMe page is still out there, and if you can't donate, I understand, but please at least share it, because the worst thing that could happen was that emergency procedure coming up, because that kind of puts everything in a holding pattern. And it's frustrating, but she is holding up extremely well through all of it. And big props to her mom, Ron's ex-wife, number one, because there are two exes. All my exes live in Texas. No, unfortunately, they both are still in the area. That was mean, but what the hell. I watched 60 Minutes last night because I wanted to see the interview with Bob Woodward. Everybody knows Woodward and Bernstein, all the president's men, brought down Richard Nixon. President Trump was recorded during all of this. So he can't deny he said it. But my question is this. Why did you wait until now? If this was such a, as the great wrestler CM Punk used to call it, a pipe bomb, if this was such a pipe bomb, why didn't you go public with it in February? Why did you wait until 2 months before the election before you go public with it? You got to ask yourself. I'm sorry. Yeah, we all have a dog in the hunt in the election. But why would you hold something so inflammatory when you knew it in February when you talked to him on the phone and he said, yeah, I'm trying to downplay it so I don't create a panic? First of all, I don't think the American people would have panicked. I think not knowing anything is what created the panic. And multiple millions of cases of diaper rash across the country because there was a toilet paper shortage. But let's don't play Bob Woodward up to be a hero. Held on to this for a long time. And I want to know the motivation behind that. Is that motivation to try to spoil the chances of President Trump being reelected? Or are you just an asshole? Is what President Trump did and said worse than what Richard Nixon did? No, it's not even close to what Richard Nixon did. And Woodward and Bernstein never held on to anything when they were going after Nixon. So why did he hold on to this for several months? You got to ask yourself, is he going to give us a straight answer? Probably not. Do we get a straight answer out of anybody anymore? It's kind of like, I am all for the cries over racial injustice. The NFL protests, I have no problem with. Peaceful protests, I have no problem with. But what took place in Los Angeles, where people were chanting and blocking the entrance to that hospital where they were trying to treat law enforcement officers who were shot, and they were chanting, "Let him die." What the hell is going on? I don't understand it. You can't have it both ways. And that just bothered me to no end. It's kind of like, it would be nice if the Chattanooga Police Department, it will be nice if they can find out who did the swastikas. Will they? I don't know. It gives more credence to the Big Brother concept of where you put cameras all over downtown Chattanooga. But why would someone even want to do that? Unless they're just full of hate or trying to stir some emotion. And, you know, if I'm not mistaken, this weekend is the Jewish New Year. And why? You have to ask yourself why. Why is stuff like that necessary? Isn't there, I mean, the divide seems to be growing further and further apart. Nobody wants to listen to the other side. Right screams at the left that you're a socialist, you're a communist, you're a liberal, you know, and the left screams at the right, you're a fascist, you're a Nazi. Nobody wants to sit down and talk about anything. I'll sit down and have a conversation with you, and if we still disagree at the end, you're still my friend. That's simple. What I was afraid was going to happen has happened, and is still happening. I'm all for playing high school football if it can be done the right way. The only problem is you have more and more teams that are having to go on a 2-week lockdown. Red Bank's on lockdown, a couple of others. My understanding is Whitwell is now on a lockdown because of a positive test. Coaches are having to shuffle to find games. Games are being rescheduled. I think they're going to try and redo South Pittsburgh-Marion this weekend because due to COVID, South Pittsburgh lost a game, and I believe is off this weekend. So why not play? I've been to one of those games, and it is a hate-filled rivalry. But nobody in Chattanooga gives a damn. That's a Marion County deal, and you can play it up all you want as the state's oldest rivalry and all this. Number one, it's not the state's oldest rivalry. There is no more bitter rivalry than Cleveland and Bradley. I think that is actual full-blown hate. And Red Bank's out for a couple of weeks. I mean, it's what I was afraid was going to happen. And I think there's going to be another game, high school game played at Findlay this week. 3 weeks, Bradley and Cleveland. And you know they're going to try to pack that place out, Alan. So please wear your mask. Because everybody needs to remember that the TSSAA and the GHSA, they have recommendations. They do not have rules. So a school can use their own judgment, and if they want to pack the stadium, they can. So it'll be interesting to see. there was some college football played this past weekend. Florida State loses in the end to Georgia Tech. The once powerful Seminoles are now one of the insignificant teams in college football. The Big 12 took a big hit because 3 Sun Belt teams went into Big 12 country and beat them. Iowa State, ranked, lost. Kansas State, lost. And there was one other, and I can't remember who it was, but 3 Sun Belt teams walked into the Big 12. They picked up their $1 million paycheck and a victory. Interesting. NFL got started yesterday, and I don't know about you. I found it pretty damn boring. Or the selection of games in Chattanooga. If you're a Falcons fan, you keep grabbing on, hoping that one day you'll be decent. You'll go to the Super Bowl every 20 or 30 years and lose. And the rest of the time, you're not relevant. And yesterday, Seahawks spanked the Falcons. And same old Falcons. America's team, the Cowboys. How long has it been since Cowboys won a Super Bowl? Close to 40 years? Or it's in the 30s now. And they're a mediocre team. They're not the Dallas Cowboys of old, and they haven't been the Dallas Cowboys of old since my kids were little. So tonight, we get to see the Tennessee Titans. We will know whether last season making it to the AFC Championship game was a fluke, because they play the Denver Broncos on Monday Night Football. And I'll watch a few minutes of it. I just want to see. It's hard. It's like baseball. It's hard to watch games when there's nobody in the stands. That beautiful new stadium in Los Angeles. Absolutely beautiful. 25 years ago since the Cowboys won a championship. They suck. And as long as Jerry Jones owns the Dallas Cowboys, they will continue to suck. But they sell merchandise and they can get ad dollars, so they're the most profitable NFL franchise. Winning doesn't matter. But maybe one day the fans will finally say, enough's enough. We would like to win. I mean, you got to feel sorry for Cowboy fans. But that beautiful stadium in Los Angeles, SoFi, it is incredible. We thought Mercedes-Benz Stadium was the be-all and end-all. This new one in L.A. is, oh my, it is incredible. So, folks, I want to once again thank Jarrah Vella-Wright from the Chattanooga Lookouts for joining us tonight. It was a blast. We hope you enjoyed Saturday night with Chris and Eddie T from Scream Time. Be following them on Facebook, and they will break down every horror film ever made. We hope you've enjoyed your Monday. Hope you had a great weekend. Be ready for the rain, because we're going to be getting it probably Wednesday, because that hurricane is supposed to hit Mississippi and Louisiana tomorrow. And from all reports it's getting stronger and stronger and stronger to the coast. Before it reaches landfall, it's going to be an awful powerful one. And All indications are we're going to get a boatload of rain out of this thing. So go enjoy your Monday night. We will see you back here Thursday night at 7 o'clock when the guest will be Jen Lambert from Nooga Radio 92.7. Thanks for watching. And as always, remember, please be kind to each other.
That's all, folks.
Why would you want to go to cameo.com and have a personalized shout out? Come to nowondeck.com, find me, Ron Hall, and I'll do one just for you. Birthdays, anniversaries, whatever you want, a personalized video or audio greeting for you now on nowondeck.com.